nervous. Okay, maybe I should stop. Hi, guys.
Oh, sorry. One more time.
Okay.
Hi, guys. I'm Laila.
I'm Sarah.
And this is Not Your Usual Podcast.
Welcome back, you guys.
Yes, it's been a little bit of a minute.
Welcome to season 2. You know, we had to take a little break to recenter ourselves and make some little changes. But now we're back with not only better, but more too.
We have more, as in more people for this season. So today we want to introduce you guys to my best friend from high school, Anna.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
After this drive we just had together, I'm getting into the zone.
Exactly.
And I'm excited to talk today.
Good.
Yay. Okay, so did you guys want to talk a little bit about how you met? Because I met Anna through Laila, and we've been like, you know, pretty cool ever since, but I know you guys are very close. So.
Well, yeah, like, Anne, you can tell a little about yourself, too, if you want.
Okay.
The background.
Well, yeah, so my name's Anna. I have honestly nothing to say about myself. Like, I know that's crazy, and, like, I don't know, I always think about, like, at school when they ask you to introduce yourself and, like, say your fun fact or whatever, but I feel like my fun fact just doesn't describe me. So
What would you say it was your fun fact would be?
my fun fact, for my fun fact, I usually say that, like, I sew.
Cool. That's pretty fun. But I feel like you're trying to be mysterious, though. Like, I have nothing to say about myself.
Like, I don't, because, like, when they ask you to introduce yourself, what do you say?
Yeah, that's always awkward.
I feel like for me, like, I'm always just, like, I have, like, a couple of things. This is my go-to, like, I'm from Brazil. Da, 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 da.
Okay, I could do that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm Cuban. I was born in Miami, but I moved to Boca when I was super young. So people always ask me, like, oh, what school did you go to in Miami? I didn't. I went to Boca when I was, like, 3, or maybe even younger than that. So I really just say I'm from Boca. I'm 21, and I'm a Taurus.
Nice.
Okay.
So I guess
Good.
that's a little sum up.
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah, we could talk about how we met, because that's, like, funny.
Yes. So I met Anne. I call Anna Anne. I met Anne when I just moved to Boca because I'm originally from New Jersey. I think I've said that on the podcast, but I lived there for 16 years, and then I moved to Boca. And it was our business class. We met on the first day of school, the second day of school in high school.
Yeah.
The second day of school, because Anna had switched into the class.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, we just talked ever since, to be honest. Like, we've had a lot of memories together, a lot of funny memories, a lot of trips, a lot of, like, we've bonded over music, over friendships, just, like, the same humor, fashion, food, a bunch of different things. What do you think, Anne?
I feel like it's crazy because the way that we met, it shouldn't even have been that way.
Yes.
Like, we met our friend group through that class. It's 4 of us. There's 2 other more people. But we all switched into the class super last minute. Like, Laila picked her class the day
night before.
The night before
Perfect.
school started.
Meant to
I
be.
switched in, like, the second day. And I switched in because I knew someone in the class that I wanted to see.
Exactly.
So it wasn't even like I was supposed to be there, but I put myself there, and I feel like it really worked out.
It
'Cause
did.
I don't travel with anyone as much as I travel with Laila.
Exactly.
And, like, we could just do whatever. It's like the type of friend that you can sit in a room and just say nothing, and it's still like a vibe. You know?
Exactly.
Like, it's not awkward or anything.
At all. Like, Anne is always down, like, if there's a trip
I'm
or
always down.
if there's something to eat.
If there's something
Not
to eat.
and I know Sarah is too, with a sweet treat, with a little snack. Like, you guys both are, like, my go-to people for that.
And
so.
I know you guys gone to, like, New York together.
Yes.
Puerto Rico, where else?
We've been to Louisiana, New
Louisiana.
Jersey.
True.
Texas.
Wow, that's
Bahamas.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep it coming.
So yes, Anne is a really, really good friend of mine. We've been friends for 5 years now. So yeah, I wanted to have her on because I feel like she has depth to her, and I feel like it would be really good to have her on and to
Yeah.
hear her perspective.
Me
So
too. I feel like she's a person that has a lot of interests, even though she's saying that there's nothing to say about herself. I know there is. It's just like in the spot of the moment. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, because I get like that sometimes too. But
And we're also going to talk about so much stuff right now that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like,
they might as well just get into it.
yes.
yeah.
But what
seriously.
interested you into coming to the podcast besides the fact that, you know, you love us?
So yeah, you guys invited me, and when well, actually, you told me about the guest thing before you posted it. So literally, I knew that I wanted to do it just because I can talk so well with you guys. And I don't know, like, who doesn't love talking about themselves and like showing people who they are? Because like
Yeah.
on my Instagram, when people see this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't even know she had a personality." You know, it's like stuff like that.
I get it.
That
yeah.
it's just like, it's cool to talk about too, because we're talking about stuff that like I don't even talk about with my mom. You
Yeah.
know? And it's nice to have like an outlet and
Yeah.
talk to you guys. But
True.
even when you posted that you were having guests, like Nathaniel sent it to me. Nathaniel's my
Yes.
best friend, and he was like, "If you're not the first guest,"
Really? Okay, wow. Nathaniel, I hope you're watching this. I hope you're happy.
like it was meant to be.
For
Perfect.
sure.
Especially like I want to take part in stuff that you do. You know, like this is something that you guys started out of nothing. Like you had an idea and you did it, and that's not something that everyone can say.
Yes.
But I agree too. There are things that I've said here that my mom, she watches every episode, like my sister
So
too.
cute.
And then they'll just call and be like, "Yeah, I watched a new episode. I didn't know you felt that way." So I was like, whoops, like now
Yeah.
you do. So definitely gotta send it to your mom. Are you going to?
I mean, she's gonna see it on my Instagram.
True, okay.
Like I'll post it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be fun.
So like one of the things that I also appreciate about like our friendship is that like it stayed strong even through college because
Yeah.
we're gonna be, all of us are gonna be seniors this year.
Thank God.
Seniors, so excited. So it's like the fact that like from high school our friendship has stayed strong, I feel like really means a lot to me because like I feel like at this point it's like you're gonna be in my life for a while now, like even post.
Seriously.
So how
Like,
was
locked
it?
in.
Yes, because like the thing is, guys, I stayed, but both Sarah and Anna, like, so I'm sure they could give both different perspectives about this. They both moved away for college. So like, how was it for the both of you guys, like when you moved?
Go ahead, Sarah.
Me first.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, for me, I really just wanted a new experience, like where I was living for high school. It wasn't somewhere that I really saw myself living in the future. And since I moved from Brazil and then I went to Massachusetts, I was kind of used to like the change and the moving, and I was like, okay, like what's next for me? And I just knew that that wasn't it. And then I had a friend actually that came here. R.I.P. Lexi. She actually passed away a few months ago. I just have to say, she'll forever be in my heart, though. And she was a huge inspiration for me for coming because we did track together in high school, and then she came here. She was like a year ahead of me. So her coming here, I was like, okay, like we are friends. I could see myself like living there, and I already liked this area a lot, like Miami and Broward and everywhere else, but I didn't want to live here. So I was like, Boca is the way to go. So I would ask her questions, and literally everything was so aligned that I was like, I have to go. And I was at a phase of my life where I didn't really have a choice. It was either you think positive or you go down the rabbit hole and just keep going, like getting worse, if that makes sense. So I was like, okay, like I'm not even gonna overthink this. I know this is a good school for me. I know that what I want to do. And I know that I like the area, and I have someone that I know that's there. Even if we weren't like best friends, like I know I can like talk to her. So it was like, okay, just came with a positive mindset, made new friends, made new like college roommates and stuff like that. So honestly, it's been a journey, and I feel like looking back, I can't even like grasp how much I've changed. But honestly, I don't really want to, because if I was to do that, I don't think I could handle it, you know? Yeah.
It's crazy what can happen
Yeah.
in, like, the 4 years that we're gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's also so weird to think about how, like, people come to Boca for college. Like, how this was so, like, you know, like, you never think that that your hometown is somewhere where people, like,
Exactly. And I feel like whenever it's so interesting when I say like, oh yeah, like I live here, like to people that I'm friends with for
that you're in
college,
college
it's a
with.
little bit weird because they're not from here. They're from like Orlando or Tampa or Fort Myers, Tallahassee. So it's just like, it's kind of weird, but I like it though. Like, what do
Yeah.
you think your experience was like?
My experience.
Like moving out of Boca.
True.
I honestly, so I go to UF. It's like 4.5 hours from
It's
home.
at Tallahassee? I can't remember.
No, it's Gainesville.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like a
Sorry.
little before Tallahassee, like 2 hours before. And I honestly only applied. I didn't even know the school existed until it was application season. And
Really?
one of my really good friends, like it's the same thing that happened to you. Like your friends decided to go there, but Alexa, she was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
UF," and I was like, "Okay." Like, I'll apply, because we were, like, this.
So close.
And we wanted to go to college together. So I applied to UF, and then I also applied to but I got waitlisted, and those were the only 2 schools I applied to, I think. But I decided to go to UF, obviously, because I didn't have another option. Like, I didn't even apply to FAU. But it was really just because, like, who I was with, like, at the MOM. Like, I knew that my friend wanted to leave, and I was like, okay, like, leaving sounds fun. But, like, when I got there, it was completely different because we didn't even end up going to college together. She went to FSU.
In the same city?
No, FSU.
That's the
Sorry,
Tallahassee
I'm really not
one.
good.
No, it's fine.
No, you're good, you're good.
That's the
That's why I'm here.
Tallahassee one.
But yeah, so Tallahassee, and so we didn't end up going to college together. So I went to college, like, alone. Like, I didn't know anyone there. I didn't have a roommate. Like, I picked a random roommate in, like, a dorm style.
Same.
Yeah. And that was, like, crazy, too, because you go from having your own room to, like, sharing a bathroom with 40 other people.
Oh. That's a lot.
There was one bathroom for 40 girls. Like, there was enough for us, but it was just a lot because, you know, in college, like, people are crazy. But I don't know. College was, like, a whole journey because, like you said, like, the person I am right now isn't who I was.
And I'm so glad, honestly, for myself.
Yeah. Like, I don't even recognize myself from years ago. Like, I'll look at pictures and I not just look different, but I act different. But yeah, so I went there alone. So honestly, my freshman year was kind of really terrible because Jade and Laila stayed, and those were like my other 2 best friends. And Lauren stayed. So it was like, it used to be the 4 of us, and then it was just the 3 of them. And like, that's the thing when you move away from college, it's just like, what's next for you? Because you're not with your home friends anymore. Like, you don't have the comfort of calling them up and hanging out, and then you see them hanging out without you. And that was a lot. Like, that was something that I was just like, oh my God, they're getting close and it's not with me. So like, you feel like the outlier.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that was just a moment. And that year also, I was like in a relationship, a long distance relationship too. So I literally had no one. Like, the freshman year long distance relationship is something that needs to be studied.
Do you think that like might have hindered you in any way from like connecting or like going out at all? Like
1,010. Like, do you agree, Sarah, or no?
From one point, yes, but from the other, I think it kind of protected me because I'm a very loyal person. So I would just feel like I couldn't do as much, obviously, because I was in a long distance relationship. So I feel like a lot of things that certain people were doing in their freshman year, like when they just wanted to go out and get drunk, I'd be like, I can only get this drunk, or I can only go out.
You have a man.
This, you know, like, and I was working, like I would do like other side things. So from a way, like, I'm so happy I'm out of that, like, to be honest. But from a way, it protected me a little bit, just because looking back, there was just a lot that I could have done if I was more free.
Really?
You know what I mean? Especially being outside of home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for the first time ever.
That's the thing too, because a lot of people, they go crazy.
Their
in
freshman
Exactly.
year, definitely.
But I went crazy in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I like my
Yeah.
freshman year, I didn't like I had one really good friend that we would do stuff with, or two really good friends that we would hang out and like do stuff with, but we met there and it wasn't anything that was like a crazy college experience because like I wasn't dating that guy, but I would spend my day at home like FaceTiming.
Right.
And like
Yeah.
all I would do is I would go to work. I worked the terrible jobs.
I remember you
freshman year.
hated it.
I worked at like a boba / ice cream store, and then I worked at
Can't be too bad. Are you eating ice cream?
I had a recipe. Like I had a signature milkshake. It was a taro milkshake with Oreo.
Yum.
But it was just like not a good work environment. And it was just like that was all I would do. Like I would go to work, I would go to the gym, and I would FaceTime. And
Homework.
I felt hindered. Like all I would do is just like put all of my energy into this one person that didn't do the same for me. And just like when I think about it now, like I would never do that. And I missed so many opportunities freshman year just for someone that I don't even talk to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like not saying I regret anything I did because I don't. Like it was still fun in the moment. And like Laila and I went on a trip to go see them, and it was really fun.
Yeah, we did.
But,
Like,
yeah.
it's just like, I feel like in an aspect of things, it's definitely like when you look back, I guess it's more of a growth moment because I wasn't in a relationship my freshman year, but I definitely like was not acting the same as I did now either.
Right.
Like, so
Do you think that if you were in a relationship, you would have been different?
I definitely
That's really
do.
interesting.
I think that it would have hindered me, but like my freshman year as well, I was in a completely different place. I had like a friend group outside of like my best high school friend group. I had like, you know, like what I'm talking about. Like it was a different friend group, and I literally don't talk to anybody from that friend group anymore either, which is so interesting. And one of the people in that friend group, like I actually started dating my sophomore year, and I wouldn't say that hindered me, but I would just say that when at that point in my life, I was a lot less mature. And I think that until you gain maturity and you gain knowledge and a more better perspective of life, I'm not saying you shouldn't be in a relationship, but I'm just like saying I wouldn't advise being in a relationship, especially when you are a freshman or you are a sophomore in college and you're still learning about yourself. Like I get it's different for everybody, but I just know for me, I was not mature enough to be in a relationship at that time. And I definitely feel like that's why it didn't work out, because like a part of me really just like wanted to be single and wanted to like still learn about myself. Like I didn't want to be with someone. So.
Well, I kind of feel like it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, if you don't get with someone though, then you might never know the right or wrong things that you have to do.
True.
You know?
That's
like
true.
I learned a lot from that relationship, not only for relationships, but for myself. Like,
Seriously.
why was I getting so upset at certain things? Or like, why did certain things matter so much than others? You know what I mean? And I'm sure you could say the same, especially being in a relationship where you knew that like you still had work to do. And also like, I feel like we're always gonna have work to do. So it's just kind of hard to balance it when you're younger though. So I definitely get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like I was just like low key, like not bored, but it was just like, I don't know. Like I needed like, I definitely think I needed some hobbies or something. Like I could have been doing something else. And I just feel like sometimes a relationship is so comforting because it's like, okay, like I don't have to think about other things. Like I can just be with this person. It's kind of like a distraction, like a mini escape. And it can be used as almost like a vice almost, depending on if like you know, because I love the dopamine from just talking to somebody every day. It's
Yeah.
so good. So
Yeah, I guess that's where the maturity comes in because you're like, okay, like I can enjoy being with this person, but I also have to be by myself and still create my individuality and still
Yes.
have my hobbies. Do you think that college helped you guys both to kind of like create more hobbies and like really see you for who you are?
Yeah,
I think so. I think so. I'm still trying to gain some hobbies. I'm not gonna lie. Like I told myself, I think the both of you guys that I want to buy a coloring book.
Okay.
And what else did I say I want to do? Yeah, the coloring book first, and like some more reading, because I feel like
I love
like
reading.
yes, and like I don't do enough reading and things like that, and I feel like especially now since like I've been working so much, like it's like at the end of the day, like when I'm alone, like what am I gonna do besides
Yeah.
watch Netflix or something like that? Like I could be doing other things, but
Yeah.
I know for you, Anne, like you've really been hobbying it up. Like while you've been away at school, you have like what did you create? What can you tell them? What did you do while you've been away?
Well, yeah, like I was saying, like college was hard because I didn't have friends. And what's the one thing that you do when you don't have friends? Is what I tell everyone now. Like, and one of our other friends was like struggling with meeting people in college. And the thing about that is you just have to put yourself out there. Like, you have to go out of your comfort zone. You have to go to that random club meeting because if you don't, you're not going to meet anyone.
Exactly.
You're not going to do anything. You're not going to figure out what you really like. And that's the situation I found myself in. Like, I wasn't going to any events. Like, my freshman year, I didn't join a single club. I didn't get involved at all. And that was where, like, I really differ from people that I know from freshman year that have, like, these big friend groups and, like, they're still friends. But, yeah, so on that note, so I didn't have an outlet, and I was really into fashion at the time. And I got closer with someone I met at the gym. Her name's Michaela. And another girl, Felicia, and my best friend, Nathaniel. And the four of us became really close, and we decided to start our own fashion club at UF. And that was where, like, my life actually changed for the better, for sure. But it changed in the way that, like, I put more focus on getting myself out there and, like, meeting people and actually figuring out what I wanted to do in life. But so it's called Mode. Shout out.
Yes.
But
So
it's
Yes, serious. Like, guys, this is a good club. Like, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
Like, it's not on any small, like, it's over 1,000 followers. Like, she did this.
I'm
We
really proud of
just-
you for starting it.
thank you.
Just like you said, like you had the idea and then you just did it.
Yeah. It's been like a little over a year now. We started January of last year, but it was just a chance for us to like get our faces out there. I'm going to be honest, like the reason I wanted to start the club was to make friends. Like I wanted people with similar interests as me. And at UF, you walk around and everyone is so boring.
Really?
Like, yes, it's all the same type of stuff. Like, not to hate, but like, no one wears anything to class. Even last year, like, I was not being my best self junior year. Like, I was wearing whatever the fuck. I'm sorry, whatever. I was wearing whatever to class, and it was just like, I was at a point where I wasn't really caring about how I looked because I was in a really healthy relationship. And when you're in a really healthy relationship, well, maybe not, but it was a really healthy relationship, yes. But I just didn't take care of myself as much because I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to meet anyone else. So that was that era. But besides the fact, you look around and there's no one that's similar to you at UF. So we wanted to create a space where people could come and be their selves and wear cool things and wear whatever you want without being judged.
Period.
But yeah, so we do events. We had like a sewing workshop. We're gonna do more. We did some fashion shows.
And tell them what my favorite theme, I bet you can guess that you did with the
Favorite
show.
theme? Oh, Monster High.
Yes.
So for Halloween, we did Monster High, and that was our first fashion show, but we really busted our ass because at that point we didn't have someone to lead fashion shows, so it was like me doing it, and I'm really, really bad under pressure. Like, I don't know if you realize this, but like when I'm under pressure, like I get mean.
Yeah.
And
It's understandable.
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, but it's like not enjoyable because then people will look at me after and they'll be like, oh, like that's the bitch from the fashion show.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, I was just like so serious about my craft, I guess.
How would you put all this stuff together? Did you have to rent spaces in the school?
So for that show, we got super lucky because we collabed with a bigger organization. So they handled everything, and all we did was like style models and like
Cool.
get a team together. But we did a show at the end of the school year, and we don't have a budget. So that's the thing about like Mode. We're not funded by school. So everything we did was like money
Your
that
own.
we put in,
Wow.
and mostly like my money. But it's also something that we put our effort into, and like when you want something, like you have to pay for it. Like we're sitting in this studio because you guys wanted to do this right now.
Yeah.
Like you wanted to take it serious. You wanted to put the effort in, and sometimes like that's what you have to do. Like we all appreciate people that are starting from nothing because they have nothing and they work for it. But if you have the facilities to go straight into something like this, like why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like you've met like some other people too, of like your like closest friends. Were they also like joining the club? I don't even know.
Yeah, so two of my closest friends right now who like, I don't know if you've met them.
I think I have
On the
Jaden.
boat.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. What am I talking about?
And at,
I have
the
short-term
birthday
memory
party.
loss. I have memory loss.
birthday party.
Bro, and when we were like, she used to write at her gaze down in the notes app, like what she did each day so that she could
Seriously.
remember it.
Like
Yeah.
I did that 2
Dora?
summers ago.
Like,
I did that
literally.
2 summers ago, and I wish I started to do it again because I don't remember anything.
Did you ever journal about it? I used to
No.
write my days on my journal until I was like in elementary and someone took my journal and then I never did it again.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
I know, it's
I
like
had like
a
one of those
trauma.
secret journals where you know the ones where you
Yes,
sing to
the
them.
password
the passcode
ones,
one.
remember?
Oh, I used to have like a little lock, but I feel like anybody could break that, you know?
Maybe if they like smashed it on the floor. But like what so cuz I know you're doing this now. Like do you think in the future you're going to always like continue to do fashion because like and like I feel like she's downplaying herself a little bit. Like not only does she did start this club, but she also like you sell clothes. Like what like you
And
vend
The
like,
nice outfits, like I feel like
she puts
whatever
the stuff
outfit she puts on, I'm like, wow. this is
Exactly.
really good.
Thanks,
Exactly. So
guys.
do you think you'll continue to like vend or like thrift, upcycle? Like what do you think in the future?
For sure. I mean, when it comes back to like fashion in the future, I always think about like, is Mode gonna last? Like, what's gonna happen
When you
when I
graduate.
graduate? I still have 2 years left, but you always like, I always wonder like, am I the only person keeping this together? Am I like, are me and Nathaniel, are me and Michaela, me and Felicia, are we the only reason this club is still alive? Like, would the members continue it?
But you can also always get new members, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's open to anyone. So if you go to UF,
Yep,
Right.
shout
hit
out.
me up.
Yeah.
But
Especially because there will be like freshmen that probably look
Yes,
at something like that.
exactly.
we're taking it like super duper serious next year. The thing about like starting stuff with your friends is that, like it's not serious. So like, well, this is different for you. I'm like, this is different for you guys. But like with
We
school,
had to make some agreement.
Yeah.
with school, we just don't take it as serious as we could. So next year we're really, really locking in.
Good.
I feel like I have a thing where I find something that I like. I feel like a lot of people are like this. You find something that you like, you're super invested in it for like a little bit, and then it's just like, huh, next thing.
Yep.
Like, I am a hobby switcher.
Yeah.
Like, and Layla knows this because she's talking about all these hobbies I have. Well, yeah, it's because I only do one at a time.
Yes. Like, she's just picked up, guys. She's a DJ board now. So
I'm
DJ,
learning how to
new
DJ
hobby.
right
Practice,
now.
remember?
Yes,
I told
she wants to DJ too.
Yeah.
She
Oh my
does.
gosh, we could do a session.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of getting everyone together because it's something that like you want to do with your friends.
Yeah.
for sure.
Exactly.
But I also feel like for me, like I could definitely say the hobby switching only when it comes to things that I don't like fully see myself doing in the future. I don't know, like I've switched some hobbies, but let's say with YouTube, for example, like this is like a part of like YouTube too, but I have my own YouTube channel, guys. Like, hey, go subscribe to me.
subscribe.
But I've also been like on and off for about literally years, probably like 5 to 6 years or 7. And I think I have a video from when I was like 10 years old of me doing my makeup. I didn't even know how to do makeup. I was 10. And I was like, hey guys, like I'm doing my makeup for school, like, because it was something that I was so interested in doing. But what keeps me like afloat with the hobby is just having a vision to where I want it to go towards. You know what I mean? And I feel like for you, like I could definitely see you like doing that in your future, whether it's mode or something even like more than that. Like, because can you keep the mode if you graduate? I don't really know how it works. Like, can you just like go and like still have the club if you're not in the school anymore?
Yeah, so like I would just get assigned a new president, essentially.
But can you still be a part of it?
I mean, I could always be like corporate and just call in and be like, hey, these are some
True.
ideas, or hey, how's it going?
Yeah, that's
Because I know a
cool.
lot of clubs do that, but
Yeah.
I do just want to have like someone
take over
and be like just as
pass the
passionate,
torch.
passionate about it as like we were.
And then you'd be like the first main person.
For real. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I struggle with that. Like, I don't think about the future. And that's like my problem. I literally just realized that because I've never looked at a hobby and been like, oh,
Do
think
I see
about this in
myself
the
doing
future.
this? And I feel like that's what hinders me from like doing hobbies, like even from like buying the coloring book, if I'm gonna be honest, because it's like I know
I'm gonna
that's
have
so
to get you
small.
that
You just have
Like,
to do it right now.
Yes, I'm like, am I gonna be doing this in the future?
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds so small, but I'm like, for me, I'm like, is it worth it? Because I saw somebody post something on TikTok the other day, and it was like, my downfall is that like I'm good at a lot of things, but I'm not great at anything. And sometimes that I think about that stuff all the time because that scares me. Like
Really?
in my life, yes. Like I think that like I feel like I have good skills, like great communication skills, like great people skills or like things like that. But at the same time, like, you know how some people are like really good at soccer or really good at this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like, have I ever had that before?
Well, I feel like greatness comes with practice too, you know? Like if you color for 1 week and then you put it down, you're never going to be the best color.
I'm like, maybe I
color,
just
you know
have
what I mean?
commitment issues.
That's what I was
I think
saying.
so.
No, for real.
I think so. Because, like, I don't know, the thought of doing something long term sometimes really scares me.
I get it, but
Yeah.
I also like to see the benefits of it. Like for me, like a couple hobbies that I've actually kept, even if I fall off a little, is reading in the gym. Because reading, it's like, I remember one of my English professors in college, she was like, the only thing I'm gonna ask for you guys when you leave this class is to read. Whether that's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, books, newspaper, journal, like reading is gonna stimulate your brain. She gave me so many reasons to keep reading. And then the gym, like I already talked about it on the podcast so many times. Like I could not go to the gym for 2 weeks, but in the back of my head, I know that I have to go eventually and that I have to go back because it's like health, mental health, physical health, you know? So
Everything,
I don't know, maybe if coloring really does help you, you can find your reasonings and stick to it.
Maybe.
You know?
Yes, exactly.
I also want to get a coloring book. I wish I was better at painting, but
Yeah, painting
know.
is hard. That's
Painting is
something.
hard.
Yes.
like, what are some other hobbies? What do you think? But did I say this already? I think you should style me. I think that's a great hobby.
Really? You know, my
You want to do that, right?
My dream job, like if I could just have unlimited money to put into it, I want to be a men's personal stylist.
But
Like a basketball player or something?
Like not just basketball players, but like any man. Like I feel like I can turn any man, not to be like But any man from a 3 to a 10.
And I
Like,
feel like
it
she
just-
could.
What about women though?
Women are just, I feel like women are already,
too versatile?
too versatile, because you could wear like
True.
a skirt,
True, true.
jeans, dress.
I always think about that. For
Whatever.
men, it's
Any day.
shirt, pants.
For guys,
shorts.
exactly. It's shirt, pants, and shorts, but they don't know how to do it right sometimes.
And sometimes, like,
Yeah.
I also feel bad because it's like, say, like, you're like, I don't know, have you ever, like, been interested in a guy and, like, their style isn't, like, the
1,000%.
greatest? And then, like, you don't know,
1,000%.
like, if you should say anything because it's like, who are you to
No,
say
and
something?
I will say something, actually. I will say something, and I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, not to make the other person insecure,
Mm-hmm.
but in a, like, hey, like, I'm into fashion.
Yeah.
Like, let's get you into it.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes, like, something that you're sharing with someone.
True. Like,
That
a
sounds
bond.
a little
Okay,
bit
that's
like imagine though, like if you just went up to someone like, let's get you into fashion.
like, you don't look that great.
You don't say it like that, but just like, hey, like, come thrifting with me and let me style you. And like, it's
Okay.
always just something, like, it could be a date.
Yeah.
Like, you style me, I'll
True.
style you, whatever.
Yeah.
But once you get someone like thinking about their personal style, it's like a whole new world for them, because
True.
then they like
Put more
unlock-
effort,
Yeah, and they unlock something,
yes.
and it's nice to see like a person develop.
Yes.
Like to see how they went from basketball shorts and like a pink random salmon shirt to like cute cargos and like a cute tee with like a little thing
maybe
or
some
whatever.
accessories,
Yeah.
a hat.
Yeah.
I feel like I definitely need to up my personal style more. Like I've always been very into fashion, but
But even
This is
today,
gonna
like
be-
your fit is super
That's what
cute.
I'm like,
Like,
me
that's
in
why-
the corner, I'm like, what do you
No,
mean?
and you too.
okay,
Like
no, but like I feel like when life gets lifing and like adulting, it's harder to
Yeah.
actually put more
Keep up
thought
with yourself.
into like
Exactly.
your own style. Like I feel like I always look good. Like it's like even if I throw in some jeans and a bodysuit because I have good basics, but like I want to put it on though.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
don't want
Wanna
to
be
just be
fly.
like, oh, like
but
you
who
look like.
doesn't for real? Like people just feel so
True.
much better.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like
you
I don't
put
want to
that
just be
effort
like
in.
a, how do you call them? Like a, how do you say it? Like an off-duty model. Like I don't want to just be like that. Like oh, like you have a black tee or a white tee and some jeans or some leggings, because that's definitely like the easiest way to go. I want to be like, you look like you really tried today, and maybe I didn't even try. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think thrifting plays like a really big part into that, because like we're so used to buying everything online that like you can walk
True.
out of your house and,
And
see someone with
oh,
the
I
same
don't like that at
exact
all.
thing, and that's like my biggest thing. Like if I see someone wearing something I'm wearing, I'm going
I don't
home.
want to wear
Yeah,
it either.
it's just
I'm
weird.
glad.
I also
now.
think accessories, like even though I don't really have anything on right now, like I'm like very like 0 or 100. Like I either want to have like a whole bunch or like nothing, because I like the clean aesthetic vibe too. But I feel like if you have that like black bodysuit with jeans, but you have good accessories, then it's
It
like
changes
wow, okay,
something.
like you tried, you know?
And just think about like how good you feel.
Exactly.
'Cause,
When you're
like,
put together.
Yeah, like you want to step out of the house and feel good.
Yes,
Like
we always say the look good,
seriously.
feel good
Yeah.
thing because
I
it's
really,
so
I
true.
needed to hear that again.
It's so true.
Look good, feel good, 1,010%.
What do you think that like motivates you to wake up every day and just do everything that you do?
I'm actually really struggling with motivation right now.
And that's like,
Like,
completely fine.
really,
that's real
Me
though.
too,
really
low key
bad.
right
Yeah.
now.
I don't know what's been going on, but like this summer specifically, I just have felt myself like being in like a state of like slug. Because I spent money on a DJ board. I've used it 3 or 4 times, and I got it like 2 weeks ago.
That's not
That's
too
not
bad. Because
bad.
you
But-
also work and you have school.
I know, but it's just like I know someone that like if they had what I had, they would be using it every night because it's something that they're passionate about. And I feel like I was passionate about DJing like 6 months ago, and I just didn't get a board. And now I'm just like it's like reminding me of sewing. Like last summer, I was addicted to sewing, and yesterday well, I made like a few projects over this year. Like I made my Halloween costume. But yesterday was the first time I touched my sewing machine in months. And it goes back to like the commitment to like doing stuff. Because like sometimes you just want to rot.
Exactly.
Like I love to just sit in my phone and scroll.
Scrolling will get you.
Oh my God. But it's so bad for you because then you just become
I think that makes
way
you more
too comfortable.
sluggish.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
1,000%.
Especially for me.
And I feel like what you said with the adulting thing, like right now I'm struggling because I have like a lot going on, like work, school, and like trying to balance like the gym, relationship life, my social life. So it's just like I feel kind of burnt out.
Seriously.
And I feel like I guess it is talked about, but it's not like normalized. I feel like all the time no, I would say it's too normalized to be like, oh yeah, I'm tired. But like, it's like, no, like I'm tired because I've been doing this, that, and the third. And now I feel like I don't have time for a hobby or I don't have time for like something that I enjoy. But I feel like we should like try to get out of that mentality. But it's just like, it's hard when you're in it and you're trying to balance everything at once.
Well, I also feel like your best is gonna look different every day, especially right now in your 20s. Like sometimes I forget that we're only 20. I'm 21.
All of us.
We're 21.
Yeah, we're all 21. Okay, so it's like there's so much going on and so much that we just want to figure out, and sometimes we don't realize that like we still have a whole life ahead of us. And we're just trying to, like, get to the next step and the next step and the next step, and you're not even taking in all that you have done. But I definitely feel like some days I fall off something, and then the next day I pick it back up. Like like today I didn't do my walk or the gym, but I'll go tomorrow, and like, you know, it's like maybe tomorrow I won't have time to talk on the phone with someone, but maybe the next day I will. You know what I mean? It's like just like a balance, I feel like, of things.
And having grace too for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I know that there's 7 different types of rest, so maybe we could try to incorporate one of those as a hobby, because I know that there's like emotional, spiritual, I don't know, I can't name all of them, like just look it up, but you know, like there's a lot of different type of rest, so that made me think like maybe we need a hobby that will actually help us rest instead of stimulate us more, you know?
Well, you
Yoga.
said she
yoga.
sent me that. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
yeah,
mention.
okay, we were thinking about the same
thing. She
Okay.
sent me some yoga thing. I was gonna send it to you once I got more details about it.
My
but
best friend is Jaden. She's a yoga instructor.
Really?
So like this year I've gotten way more into it. But Nathaniel and I always do it together too. But yoga is just like the most relaxing type of exercise you can do, especially at the end.
Oh yeah, I love
what
that.
is that, Shavasana or something?
Shavasana.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
just like, you literally lay down mummy and just vibe. And the hardest part about yoga is not thinking about anything.
Right. And that's why meditation is also such like, is that a hobby? I don't know.
I think so.
Like, if it is, I definitely fell off. Sorry, but I did it the other day, and yeah, I think yoga, it's not only good for your body, it's good for your mind too. So
Seriously. But it's so hard to not think about something. Like the little voice in your head, like I'm yapping. Like
Yes.
there's always something
and the
going
intrusive
on.
thoughts too, like not focusing on those is so hard sometimes.
But what
But-
can you do?
Right.
Nothing. But you have to like, I want to get into meditating, but it's just
Yeah.
like, I feel like I'm at the point where I still don't know who I am or like what I want in life or what my purpose is. So I'm constantly thinking about like, am I real? Like what's
I get that.
like,
and I was literally
Meditation will definitely help with that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, I was literally just about to ask you, like, where you would see yourself in the future, like, in, like, the next 5 years and everything. But, like, I literally said, like, the other day, like, I know what I want to do, but, like, looking ahead, it's just crazy to think that, like, we'll have, like, a totally different life. And, like, what do you think? Like...
that's like the hardest part for me right now, honestly, especially I'm doing an internship right now and I just switched into this career path like, I don't know, in August, so like a year ago. But my really, really good friend convinced me to switch into accounting, which is what I'm doing.
Ooh.
And
I know,
so
me
I'm
too.
gonna, like, my career path right now is to be an accountant. And the only reason I'm getting through all of the stuff I'm getting through is because of my friend. Like, he's such a good friend, and I feel like I can just text him anytime I need to, like, talk about, like, school or anything, because there's nothing like having someone who's going through the same exact thing that you are. Yeah. And the comfort of, like, knowing that you're not alone, and, like, he also just started an internship. So then it's just like, damn, I started this internship, I don't even like accounting. Like, I like it on paper. You give me a problem, I'll do it. Like, I love solving problems. I was at the library for 12 hours a day, like, this year. Like, I like, that's one thing I can put my 100% into is school. Like, if I'll do anything for an A. I'm addicted.
Yeah, and
it's
good.
just like the satisfaction, and, like, for me, it's shallow, but it's the satisfaction of knowing that I'm better.
Yeah.
And knowing that I'm good at what I do, because I know so many people that failed the class. And there's just, like, in my head, like, damn, I got an A.
Yeah.
And then you feel really good about yourself. But then now I think about it and I'm just like, damn, like, am I really putting other people down and it's making me feel better?
Yeah,
So it's
I
weird.
think that it's more of just you knowing that you're trying your best.
Mm-hmm,
And
You think so?
Yeah, because I remember being in high school and I had this algebra math class. I had just moved to Florida, so I was new. And my parents were, like, really big on me, like, doing better in school because I was still learning English and everything. And I just remember that I sat down and I would study so hard and I got a better grade than everyone else in the class. And I was new and I barely spoke English. So everybody was like, I didn't want to show anyone, honestly, because I was like, I don't want me to be the problem.
Yes.
But,
It's
like,
hard.
in the inside, I was like, I know that I did good because I put down my best foot and I tried so hard. But I'm definitely not like that anymore. I will try as much as I can, but I appreciate, like, your effort to, like, still, like, feeling like that, you know?
But I feel like that can go with anything too. Like, even, like, let's say, like, the gym. Like, say, like, you wanted to lose weight or something, and
Seriously.
like you were losing all this weight, and then, like, you have, like, somebody around you that, like, might be struggling or something, or, like, that can go for, I don't know, like, you and a
This
friend
podcast.
are, like, starting, like, a business or a podcast. Like, you don't want to, like, rub anything in anybody's face.
No.
But I think it's just, like, the internal gratification. But
Yeah.
as long as it's your personal goal and, like, you're not, like, representing it in a way of, like, that's rude, and, like, you've been good at school for a while. Like, Anne used to tutor me, like, in math. Like, and you've never been like that, though. Like, rubbing it in anybody's face. It's just
It's
been,
like in my head.
no, exactly. Like, I'll go to you. Like, I'll be like, okay, like, you would know, so I would go to you. Like, I feel like whenever somebody's naturally good at a craft or has worked hard in a craft, like, for us, say, like, we know somebody that's been in the game for podcasting for a while, like, we would want to connect with them because, like, they know more. And I feel like that's how people would see you.
Yeah, but I
So-
also think it's about what you value. Like, beforehand, I would definitely value an A way more than I do now. I'm unfortunately at the point where I just want to learn enough as I can and pass so I can get to the next point of my life. But, like, I know that sounds kind of sad, but it's the reality for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's good to have people that still want to
Yes,
earn the A,
for
you
me
know?
too. It's inspiring.
Yeah.
My parents are gonna be like,
No. I mean, like, I'm sure
I'm
they will
still
understand. There's a
passing,
lot
yes,
going on all the
there
time.
is.
And, like, we can only do our best.
Yes.
And if our best is, like, an A- or a B+.
Or a B+.
I'm sorry, that's
I wish that I could put in the energy I put in for school for everything else. Like, I wish, I can't wait till school's over so I can see if I do transfer it or if it was just, like, the satisfaction. of being
Yes.
But you
best.
have to find that satisfaction somewhere else.
I have
So-
to, but it's so hard. Like, I find myself feeling like I'm just floating and that it's just like another day, but for what? Like,
You'll figure it out. I have faith in you.
I know, but it's just hard too, because, like, what am I doing if I need to put effort into something?
And I feel like that's all a part of your 20s, like, really figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you see yourself in 5 years?
I probably see myself like probably owning a couple businesses.
Really?
Yeah,
Like what?
well, one, I really want to do like my content creating. Like I plan on like pursuing that more this year for like my personal brand. Obviously keep growing this, and then like business wise, real estate investment, and like my dream business is to start like a mental health clinic. I don't know if I've even ever told you
I
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so that would be my dream
Surprise.
business. But I would say just like through content creation, my real estate investments, and then with the money that I get from that in the future, if I have the money for the mental health clinic, that would be my ideal goal. But like I work like my job right now is in insurance, and it's the 9 to 5 lifestyle, and like my fallback is while I'm out of school, if I have to, human resources.
Seriously.
Like at like a corporate pharmaceutical or something like that. But like the things that I just like the 3 things that I just named, that is like my ideal where my heart and like wants to go. But like the security blanket is like the corporate, and it's just like, am I
Seriously.
settling? You know what I'm saying?
No,
I feel like
and
sometimes
yes.
it's a stepping stone.
Yes.
Seriously, I feel 100% like I'm settling, but I, like in 5 years, I want to be done with corporate.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I want to do my 5 years in corporate. I want to make my bread, and I want to put that into something else.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Like my parents have a rental house, and I feel like I could really see myself doing that.
Yes.
Like you said, like real estate and owning stuff.
something.
Especially if you have someone so close to you that's done it, then you can do it too.
What do you
Seriously,
think?
what about you? Yeah.
For my 5 years, well, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at it a little different just because I'm like, I just want peace. Like, I want to be able to just wake up and breathe instead of being like, what do I have to get done today? Do I need to clock in right now? You know, and I know that there's so many resources nowadays that you can make money from, but I also really do want to grow my personal brand with helping people, whether that's physically or mentally. Like I really like the gym and nutrition, so maybe I'll get into that. I also really like psychology and sociology and philosophy. So I feel like there's a lot that I could go into. I also like fashion, but I don't really see myself like styling people. I kind of would want to be the one that's being styled. Like I would see myself modeling and pursuing an actual YouTube career. You know, like I really could be making YouTube videos, but I have a list of excuses. So it's like, okay, until I get rid of those, then I'm not gonna do it, you know? But yeah, I definitely see myself having my own personal brand, maybe creating like a type of online business, because I also feel like there's enough like clothing business, but if I did one with a purpose, then I could also like get it done. I just really like doing things with a purpose, otherwise I won't be able to finish like this podcast. If I didn't have a purpose with it, I would just be too lazy.
Yeah. But
and I'm
there's
not
some
even lazy.
Sorry. Go
What?
ahead. No,
What?
I said sorry. Go ahead. Wait, what were you saying?
I was just saying like I'm not even like a lazy person, but I can see why like there's a lack of commitment when it's something that you're not truly like purposeful or passionate about. Because
Yeah.
I've definitely given up on a lot of things too that I didn't care about. So yeah, I kind of just really want to put my health in check, like eat super healthy and travel and just be able to like actually spend time with my family. Like I know that sounds like way more like I know we're talking more about career, but when I look at myself like that in 5 years, I just want to be able to relax and still have like just instead of looking at things from like a crystal ball, like just kind of look at it in a bigger picture way. Like,
I
For
get
sure.
you.
wow, like my life is good. Like I have friends, family, I have a good career. I don't have to work for someone and get yelled at because I do not like that part. But anyways, yeah.
Yes.
And I
love
pray that we
it.
all get there in like
Yes.
less than 5 years, honestly.
Same.
Yeah.
I feel like once we graduate college is when everything settles in,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's not like, oh, I have homework excuse, or oh, I have an
Right.
exam excuse.
Yes.
Like
And reality hits too. Like,
yeah,
what are you gonna do now, girl?
seriously.
Yeah.
And all you can do is just like actually think about your future. I feel like that's gonna be a huge turning point for me.
Yeah,
Same.
for sure.
And just like wondering And I'll finally stop wondering what I'm going to do with my life, because it is my
Exactly.
life
It is.
now.
Yeah.
We're
Like, there's
here.
nothing else.
I've always told myself I wanted to like be successful and like be rich before college ended. So this is my time to
Yeah.
learn, and, you know. But yeah, do you guys have any last words?
Last words. Okay. Let's put the glasses on.
Okay.
Let's get serious.
Last words.
Last words.
Get it out your chest.
Oh, let me take the glasses off. I can't think. Last words would probably be just remember that this is the time. Like, a bunch of your podcast viewers are our age. Like, yeah, you guys have an older audience too from your families, but this is the time for you to really take things seriously and start wondering about your future. Start thinking. Like, I'm going to take my own advice after this.
Yes,
like,
Right.
all
I
can
love
say
taking
that.
my own advice, especially on camera.
you have
girl.
to start thinking about like what you want to do and where you see yourself and who you see yourself with, because the people you surround yourself with is the most important thing.
1,000%.
Like Laila, I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for Laila and Sarah, seriously. And it's just like, you want to surround yourself with people who are doing things like this. Like, they're going out of their comfort zone. They're being ballsy on the internet, because I, for one, like, I'm so scared to post about myself on the internet. And the fact that you guys get so deep and like spiritual and have these conversations is something that I need to find comfort in myself with, like, to be myself. That's the most important last word. Be yourself. Focus on the people around you, and really just think about your motivating factors and what you can do to be better every day.
That's good.
Nice. Okay. Love that.
Thank you so much, Anne, for
Thank you
being
for
here and
coming.
coming.
Thank you guys for having me.
And for being our first official guest.
I'm so
You
excited.
killed it.
You really did. You ate.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. And thank you guys for watching.
Yes. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.